Hey, it's me again. I'm back with another Geometry Dash rant, baby. Let's go. Now, I've been thinking about something to talk about in Geometry Dash, but 2.2 currently has been quite normal and nothing much is really happening right now. But one day I was just playing the game on the featured tab because I didn't know what to play specifically, and I just felt tired, defeated, and drained. The levels that I played, while they're not that bad, didn't stand out to me or made me satisfied to play the level. Like it just feels very plain and devoid of any interest. Usually I'll chalk it up to the decoration, since decoration does play a huge part in how a level feels like, in its personality, but these levels don't look half bad. Like, yeah, I guess you can call them glow slop, but honestly to me, glow slop doesn't even look that bad. I actually like how they look. Then I thought about it further and I came to a conclusion that it's the song choices, more specifically the levels that use the song from NCS. Now before I delve in deeper, let me remind you that this is just a rant. It's fully opinionated and I don't claim for it to be the objective truth. If you like NCS music, then hey, good for you. I'm happy for you, at least you found something that you enjoy. But this is just my opinion, alright? So let's talk about it. Now, a quick Google search tells us that NCS, as the name suggests, is a record label that releases music that can't be copyrighted and is allowed for anyone to use it in any media. Now, in my opinion, that is quite honestly a noble cause, since these days a lot of the big music labels love to abuse the copyright laws and strike down any content for containing any of their music because they love money or whatever. They're notorious for doing all that stuff. So to have a pretty large label be copyright free is a positive thing overall. But this also acts as a double-edged sword because by making your music usable for everyone for any content they wish to create, the music released under NCS will naturally sound very generic, very safe, so as to appeal to a wide audience that will potentially be watching the content it's used in. Now you may ask, how does this tie into Geometry Dash? Well, fellow viewer, let me tell you. It is this fact that music are generally very safe and painfully generic that was affecting my play session that I was talking about at the very beginning. It's me constantly listening to very generic music, and that sucks, man. Especially when Geometry Dash has always been about expressing a message through music, among other things like decoration and gameplay. Music in Geometry Dash is really important because it is the level's whole soul, identity, purpose. It gives levels a purpose, a reason to exist. Without it, you won't be able to decorate since you have no basis on what theme your level should be, what vibe it should give off. Without music, you also cannot make any gameplay because there's nothing. So these three aspects are the most important thing in a level, especially music since everything is quite dependent on it. But with NCS music, what message could he try to convey? What vibes could he try to give off? It's literally made for background noise to go into YouTube videos or whatever. Like in a vacuum, if you look into this music, they're actually not that bad. They're quite decent. Some are good, dare I say. But if you put it in the context of Geometry Dash, it's a completely different story. The music will be the main thing you listen to in a level, so people will notice it a lot more, especially if it's in a hard level where the player will have to listen to it thousands and thousands of times. These types of music will get tiring very easily because they're very generic. If you think about it, NCS is quite the opposite of Newgrounds, which was the main platform that Geometry Dash uses its music from. Newgrounds music is mainly made by amateurs or aspiring artists that are producing music for the love of the art form. That's not to say that every music on Newgrounds are good, most are quite average at best, but since they're mainly made by amateurs, But what sets it apart from NCS is the soul and passion and character that every music has in Newgrounds. From what I can tell, the artists that post their music on there don't really get much in return. They might get some small time attention, and if they're extremely lucky, their music might be used in Geometry Dash. But as if the level itself gets rated and gets a lot of traction, but usually there's not much in it for the Newgrounds artists since they don't really get paid much, if that, but they're creating music because they're passionate, and that does translate into the music itself. It's not something that's concrete, but you can just tell whether a music is made with passion and love compared to music being made just to get attention and money and just to be appearing in the background in a YouTube video or whatever. Like, I mean, come on. Off the top of your head, can you try and name 5 NCS music used in geometry levels that you really like? Yeah, I bet you can't do that, can you? I mean, you can't tell me that after listening to artists like Extrala, Waterflame, or Dim Rain 47, you're gonna say that NCS music has more soul and personality to them compared to the artists that I listed down? Huh? I can identify the vibe and name you all my favorite music from these artists. Like Extra Love, for example. My favorite music from him, Supernova, Shio, and Authority. You know, these are very high energy, mind splitting, and dark dubstep or drum and bass tracks. For Waterflame, I really enjoy tracks like Sky Fortress, Lightspeed, and Final Battle. Like Waterflame is very recognizable from the instruments used in their music. It's very distinct and cheerful sounding. Like I always feel so good listening to their music because it's made in a way that's just so uplifting in a way. And finally, it's Dim Rain 47. My favorite tracks would be Surface, The Falling Mist, and Forsaken Neon. You know, very 2000s style trance music. My point is, NCS just lacks the soul and personality that Geometry Dash music usually requires to make the levels a unique experience each time. Now, all in all, I was never a big fan of the addition of NCS music into Geometry Dash, as it really highlights how much character and personality our fan favorite music has that the NCS music just could not provide. Sure, there are some genuinely good music within the NCS music selection, but a lot of this current selection just sucks and not good enough for Geometry Dash standards. So yeah, that's about it, I guess.